Today, I was shocked by how soft and melt in your mouth this pumpkin cake is. Don't forget to subscribe and stay with me until the end to see how beautiful it turns out. In a large bowl, I start by adding about 75 grams of butter, which is roughly 1/3 of a cup, together with 125 grams of sugar. That's about half a cup and 2 tablespoons. I also add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then I whisk everything until the mixture turns into a creamy, smooth paste, like a pomade. This is going to give the cake its light, soft structure. Now comes the star ingredient: 125 grams of pumpkin puree, about half a cup. I mix it in with the butter and sugar, and right away you can smell the cozy pumpkin aroma. Once it's blended well, I crack in 1 large egg and whisk until smooth. To make the cake even more moist, I add a 1/4 cup of plain yogurt, about 60 grams, and whisk again. For the dry mixture, I sift in 150 grams of plain flour, which is about 1 cup, along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Sifting helps make the cake fluffy and light. I fold it gently into the wet mixture until I have a creamy batter. Now for the flavor that makes this cake unforgettable. I add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, or if you don't have that, you can use 1 teaspoon of ground ginger and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. The smell is heavenly. Finally, I fold in about 50 grams of chopped pecans, roughly 1/3 of a cup, which add a delicious crunch to every bite. I line a baking pan with parchment paper, pour in the batter, and smooth out the top. Then I place it into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 35 minutes until the top is golden and the cake feels springy when touched. While it bakes, the whole kitchen smells like autumn, warm, spiced, and comforting. While the cake cools, I prepare a simple frosting. In a bowl, I beat 75 grams of softened butter with 90 grams of powdered sugar, about 3/4 of a cup. Once fluffy, I add 250 grams of cream cheese and 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Finally, I pour in about 60 milliliters of heavy cream, which is around 4 tablespoons, and whisk until smooth and creamy. I place it in the fridge for a few minutes to set. Once the cake is baked, golden, and cooled completely, I carefully remove the parchment paper. I spread the frosting generously over the top, smoothing it out with a spatula. For Now the best part, cutting into the cake. It's unbelievably soft, moist, and fluffy inside, with that spiced pumpkin flavor and a touch of crunch from the nuts. The frosting makes it rich and irresistible. Extra crunch and beauty, I sprinkle a handful of pecans over the surface. Wow, this cake is absolutely delicious. I honestly can't stop eating it. Please try it at home. I promise you'll fall in love. Don't forget to leave me a comment telling me where you're watching from. And of course, subscribe for more cozy recipes like this. Thank you so much for your support.